Hey, it's One Plucky Pixel here, and welcome back to another creative design tutorial. In today's tutorial, we are in fact in Adobe Illustrator, and we will be going over how to create dynamic stroke width variations. In this case, we do have an illustration of an eye. It is fairly simple and is comprised mainly of different line segments throughout. But of course, they are all fairly basic, they do not have any fluctuations, and they are the same width throughout. Of course, we do want to change it up. We do want to make this design more dynamic. In this case, I will select one line segment. I'll then navigate over to our width tool over here. And upon selecting it, you'll notice something occur. As I place my mouse on the line I originally selected, you will then see a white cursor appear. At any given point, I can actually click on the cursor and then move my mouse away. I can click and drag, and you can see the width of the line change at that particular point. I can make it wider, and I can also make it thinner. Now, if I no longer want this point, if I no longer want this fluctuation, I can then click on that point and then hit delete on my keyboard. As you can see, the original path is still intact, but the width variation is now gone. In this case, I can now customize my artwork. I'm going to select the upper lid like this. Gonna add some width over here, and conversely taper in those edges. And with that, I will now speed through the design process. Alright, and just like that, our art piece is complete. We do have fluctuating stroke widths throughout. Now, in the event that you create a width profile that you really enjoy, you can actually save it to your Adobe Illustrator. That may not make a lot of sense right now, but for instance, I may like the line work on this eyelash in particular. I'm just using the regular selection tool over here. I select the eyelash. I then navigate to my width profile dropdown over here. Opening the dropdown, I then navigate to this button, Add to Profiles. And upon clicking it, I am then prompted to add a custom width profile name. In this case, I will call it Lash. Now in doing so, we now have a custom width profile that we in fact created. So, for example, I may select the eyebrow over here. By re-accessing the panel, I can then select Lash. And just like that, it applies the same stroke widths as the original eyelash over here. So this is a really great tool if you create width profiles that you really enjoy. You will not have to create them over and over again manually. But of course, that is the width tool in a nutshell. It's honestly a really fun tool and is very useful if you're doing hand-drawn style illustrations. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments, and I hope to see you again in another tutorial. Thanks again for watching.